Hi everyone, it's March 27, 2010. I'm Dwight Schmuck. This is the Schmuck Look. Well, I've been off the air again for a few days because I had an MRI on Wednesday and they had to give me the full anesthetic on this because I got trapped in one once before and I was having some really severe panic attacks and yada yada yada. I was being a wuss, I guess. Whatever. It's just been a few days. Anyway, on Thursday, I happened to catch in the paper, on the BBC channel that is, that Osama bin Laden is threatening retaliation over the trial that we're giving the masterminds of the 9/11 deal. His retaliation, by the way, is if we decide to execute these guys, they're going to execute anyone that Al Qaeda takes as prisoner. If they're an American, they're going to die. He will see that they're executed. I got a couple of questions here, okay? How do you justify wanton murder with the Koran? Number 2 question. Al Qaeda and the Taliban lately have been, doing the opium poppy thing in Afghanistan and all of that. And I want to know, fellas, how do you justify addiction with the Koran? Isn't there a few scriptures in there, strictures that, prohibit that kind of thing? Just wondering, fellas, just wondering. Being the schmuck I am, I just gotta ask. I want to see if anybody answers. Number 2. I saw in yesterday's BBC that, the GDP for USA has been revised down again. Now it's down to 5.6. This is for the quarter, but they estimate this for the year. It's confusing, convoluted, and it's crap. There. Somebody had to say it. Guess it's gotta be me. But that's what it is. Gee. Personal consumer spending is down. Do you think it's because nobody has a friggin' job, fellas? If there's no money coming in, there can be no money going out, which of course translates to no money coming into your pockets. Now them rich fat cats that you've been appeasing all of these years, let them start coughing up the bucks. In the tax dollars. They're so skilled at hiding those tax dollars, and you fellas, you can find $10 in our accounts, but you can't find millions in theirs. Methinks there might be some collusion going on here, and there might be a reason that faith in the markets and the American political system, etc., ad nauseum, is on a downswing, and probably at the lowest point in history. And yeah, I know, you've done a great thing by voting in this health care, and I'm the first to belly up to the bar and say, hey, there is no reason we shouldn't have a single-payer system. There isn't. There really isn't, except to keep a bunch of business people happy and, at their country clubs and keep them happy. Because if there's a sudden dearth of memberships, well, the price of the membership will have to go down, and then the president of the country club's salary will go down. And those are things that we have to avoid. And void is a good word here. But, again, it was revised down. The stock market is down because, again, the common guy has no money. When our pension funds lose money, people tend to not contribute as much because, again, they're out of jobs. Gee, golly. You want to increase consumer spending? You want to increase consumer investing? Bring the jobs back here. Think about it, fellas. If we ain't got it, you can't get it. I'm Dwight Schmuck. That's today's Schmuck Look. Peace, everybody.